Course, being at $2,000, 1.4 billion people. I mean, you have 5,000 cities, 600,000 villages. I mean, it's a country at a different scale altogether, starting at a very low base. So we are already the fifth largest car market in the world, but only 2% of the population has a car. We are already one of the largest market for, let's say, an air conditioner or a two-wheeler or several of those things, but still less than 10% population has got access to some of those things. So there is a long, long way to go in urbanization. I think the biggest migration in the history of mankind is yet to happen when 600 million people living in villages, a large number of them will move to the cities over the next few years. This is really very interesting. What I've done here is that I've put the equivalent country in terms of population against India's every state, and what is the rate at which these states are growing. These two states, Brazil is with 200 million people this is a state called Uttar Pradesh, which is as big as Brazil, 200 million people. It's slightly smaller. It would have been the fifth largest country in the world. The pace at which UP produces babies, very soon it will be larger than Brazil. And then there is adjoining state, another, which is like as big as Japan. These two put together are as big as United States. And these states are growing, have the potential to grow at a much higher rate than India. If I split the country into two parts, the southern part is much richer, almost like double the average of the northern state. But this is where the governance is improving. This is where you are getting political regimes who's very focused on higher economic growth. So if these guys, I mean, if everybody, this was Unilever chairman when he was in India, and somebody asked that about the growth potential, and he said, if everybody in UP and Bihar starts washing his hand once in a day, I think my job is done for next 20 years in terms of growth. So that's the potential in India, and then this is where the governance is improving everywhere. This is another, I think, biggest digital revolution in the world. Everybody has got a biometric card. There is no other place on planet Earth where 1 billion people have got a biometric identity. You walk into a bank branch, put your retina scan, put your two thumbprint, you get a message on your, put a cell phone, you get a message on your cell phone, bank account is opened. And then you can actually start a mutual fund, you can apply for a credit card, you can apply for a debit card, and you can do a variety of things. And everybody's got 400 million people have got a smartphone, almost like more than the United States population have got an internet connection. Government is pushing digitalization in a very, very big way. So every bank account is linked with this biometric card. And almost every government service increasingly is getting linked with this biometric card, and then everybody's got a bank account. So now more than 1 billion mobile phone connections. The data penetration is increasing at the fastest rate. India is the second largest internet market in the world. And this is the reason Walmart paid $18 billion to buy India's Flipkart. And the cost of internet connection in India is probably a fraction of any other part in the world. I mean, the prices have fallen 95% in the last 2 years. And this is the reason, I mean, wonderful things are happening in the economy. I keep saying that we are the most illiterate society in the world. We can actually become the most literate society, because if you know how to operate a smartphone, and Google can teach you every single